What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, make sure to subscribe and stack that like button. So this is my first video since the divisional round games last week. I did make a couple of videos, but I did not actually talk much in those. One of them was the game, my reaction right after the Chiefs game. I was all pumped up and excited. It was an insane game, obviously, as we all know. Patrick Mahomes is amazing. Let me just say that. And Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, one of the greatest trios of all time. But we'll get more into that in a second. Before we get into the preview for the two games this week, obviously, just want to mention a couple of news things. Obviously, Sean Payton retired. Some rumors about him going to Dallas. I never really bought into that because, you know, he himself said that I'm gonna need a break from this. So yeah, but maybe in the future. And then Ben Roethlisberger retiring. That was, you know, long overdue. And then the Broncos got their new head coach, Nathaniel Hackett, and the Bears got their new head coach, the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator of the Indianapolis Colts prior. Now let's get into the picks for this week. So far this postseason, I'm 8-2 picking games. The two I got wrong were both last week, but yeah, let me now pick these. So the first game, it's the first game, so I'm going to talk about it first. Bengals at Chiefs. Obviously, these two teams played earlier in the year in Cincinnati, Week 17, not very long ago. The Bengals got the best of the Chiefs in that one, beat them in a high-scoring game, 34-31. You know, for the Chiefs on their offensive side of the ball versus the Bengals defense, I think it's actually a pretty simple key for them here. Is I think, you know, the Bengals defense is very good at stopping the pass, but they have trouble stopping the run. And the Bengals front seven is not very good. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm going to try and get the running game going early and keep it going as long as I can. Keep running the ball with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That would be the preferred back to use for this. And just get him a lot of carries because you want to exploit this Bengals weak front seven. Yeah, I know your strength is passing, but try and exploit their weakness before you go head on with their strength. And then once they start, you know, putting more people in the box and getting a little more antsy and being more aggressive in the second half, that's when you start taking your shots deep and you start opening up the passing game. For the Bengals, the way I look at it is on their side of the ball too, you know, they need to just try to get going what they did last time, you know, getting the ball to Jamar Chase. But if you're the Chiefs defense, the way I would do it is, you know, last time you blitzed a lot, you did a lot of man-on-man coverage, and you paid for it. If I'm the Chiefs defense here, the defensive coordinator and Steve Spagnuolo, I'm making the Bengals work to score. I'm doing cover 4 drop, you know, cover 6, cover 3, and play it back. Make them work for these touchdowns. Make them have to go on 15-play drives. Do not let them score in 3 or 4 plays. Make them go 15 plays down the field and make them work for those touchdowns. And if you do that, you're simply making the percentage higher that they make a mistake along the way. A fumble, an interception. And, you know, once they're in the red zone and they can't really open up the pass deep, you know, you're going to force them to run the ball maybe a bit more. And they do have Joe Mixon, but I think the Chiefs got a good run defense to counter that. And, you know, if you can hold them to field goals in that situation, that will be huge. Another thing, too, is if I'm the Chiefs, I know the Chiefs like to blitz a lot, but I would not do it in this game. Because it's not only that you're leaving Jamar Chase or Tyler Boyd one-on-one on the outside, or Tyler Boyd in the slot, but it's also, you know, last week, Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times by the Titans. That Bengals offensive line sucks. So, if you're the Chiefs, why would you blitz them? How about you just do a 4-man rush, and you should be able to get pressure with the 4-man rush. You got Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Melvin Ingram, and Jaron Reed. 3 of those 4 guys are household names, and they are all, you know, they can all, you know, those 4 guys can make the pressure by themselves against that weak Bengals offensive line, and you should be able to get 3 to 4 sacks at the least with just doing a 4-man blitz all game. I don't think they should do blitz more than 4 guys very often in this game, because I think they should be able to get the pressure on their own. Why lose an extra defender when you will get the pressure anyway? So that's the way I see it if I'm the Chiefs defense, but this is going to be a very good game regardless. I think this game could easily go either. I mean, I don't think it can go either way, but I do think if the Chiefs aren't careful, this could become a game where it could go either way. I think the Chiefs should win this game, and I don't think it's going to be as tight as the Bills game. I think the Bengals will hang around, but I think the Chiefs will just outdo them. I mean, like I said, I think if the Chiefs aren't careful and they don't follow, the game plan and don't, make some mistakes, yeah, then it could turn into a game where the Bengals have a crack at it. But I think if the Chiefs just come out and play their game, they will beat the Bengals handily. I got the Chiefs winning it 38-26. And then the next game, the 49ers at the Rams. Now, obviously, the 49ers have beaten the Rams the last 6 times, including 2 times earlier this year. The 49ers beat them 31-10 the first time, just blew them out. Second game, they beat them in that thriller in overtime in the final regular season game of the year. It's very hard to beat the same team 3 times in a year. Just ask the Saints last year. But it can be done. It's been done before. The 49ers offensively needed to get that ball out quick, and Jimmy Garoppolo needs to get it into the hands of his playmakers, obviously, and try and avoid Jalen Ramsey as much as possible throwing in his direction. But Deebo Samuel has won that matchup between Jalen Ramsey and himself the last couple of times they played. So see if Deebo can get it going again, and if he does, then you can start attacking Ramsey more. And then you also got to watch out, obviously, for Eric Weddle, who's came out of retirement and has played very well. I know the 49ers like to run the ball, but if I'm them, I still run the ball, but, you got to have balance. But at the same time, I'm not going to do it as much as usual because, the Rams defense can definitely stop the run. And, if I am running the ball, I'm doing a lot of more outside zones to avoid Aaron Donald and Von Miller. But yeah, and then on the other side of the ball with the Rams, Cooper Kupp's going to be zeroed in on. The 49ers' best corner is going to be following him most of the game, and they'll be double teaming him, which means they're going to need OBJ to step up against whoever he's going up against one-on-one, and they're really going to need him to step up. If OBJ has a big game, I think it means that the Rams may have won. And because I think also with the running game of the Rams, sure, they have proven they can run the ball a bit better over the last couple of weeks, but they don't really have a true RB1. Sony Michel, he's good, but is he a true RB1? Cam Akers, I don't know how much they trust him after those couple of fumbles he had against the Bucs last week. And to add to it, you're going up against a defensive front that can really stop the pass well. Stop the run well. So if I'm the Rams, I'm getting the passing game going. I think there's going to be actually a lot of passing in this game from both sides, and I think it's really going to come down to who makes more mistakes, Jimmy Garoppolo or Matthew Stafford, if any. Matthew Stafford is prone to making some mistakes in big moments, but he's also prone to making big plays in big moments throughout his career. Jimmy Garoppolo, a little bit of the opposite. He doesn't make, those flashy plays, but he won't lose you a game. He has made a couple of mistakes here and there throughout this season, but his team has been able to pull through, and himself has been able to pull through. The 49ers are 34-15 with Jimmy Garoppolo, and 7-27 without him since he's been with the 49ers. That just tells the story right there. But again, I think this game is going to come down to which quarterback makes more mistakes. And honestly, I'm gonna trust Garoppolo a little bit more, and I'm gonna trust Kyle Shanahan to put his team in position to succeed. This game really could go either way. I don't see either team winning this game by more than 1 score. I think it's going to be a little bit more low scoring than the usual game. I think the 49ers will win it though, 21-20, which will set up a Super Bowl 54 rematch between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. But yeah, comment down below who you guys think are winning these games, and we will find out soon. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.